In the words of Truman, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. Whatever time of the day it is you're listening to No Silver Linings, episode 9. I am your keeper, Mark, and with me as always are my lovable band of investigators who are asking questions and only ending up with more questions as things go on. Last week we had such an episode where we had Professor Montgomery Miles and Charlie Mitchell asking questions, only to get more perplexed as we go along. We started off by going up to Eugene Grace's house, and he was quite withholding with information at first, pointing a shotgun through the letterbox at the party, but they talked him down and they got a bit of information out of him. He did indeed confirm that Jack Sullivan was a walking dead man when he shot him. He did make a point to note that he was visibly dead, judging from the lack of vital organs and skin. There was a lot of exposed bone. He was glowing in the moonlight, and Eugene also made a point to note that his eyes began to sting and burn, and his throat began to seize as he got closer and closer. With that information in tow, the investigators wound up in Kathleen O'Mara's house, a woman whose husband was the last surviving member of the original mining group back in the 1870s until his very recent passing, recent in the last 4 years, we'll say. As Professor Montgomery, Charlie, and Benson questioned the lady, Ulick went to excuse himself to go to the bathroom, and on the way discovered a little dog that he tried to befriend. In the room he discovered a journal. It was a journal belonging to Keith, the man who worked in the mines, and stumbled across some very disturbing writings towards the end of the book. It said it was necessary many times. It's in the rocks many times in big, scrawly writing. And as that was happening, the three were questioning Kathleen, and she eventually let her guard down, and our ever so charming Professor Miles, as always, extracted the information, and she went on to say that that explosion that happened said it was an accident in the papers, but she says that Keith said it was done purposefully by the miners, even though it ended up costing the lives of a few of their own. He said it was necessary. He kept telling her it was necessary. It was to keep the village safe. They didn't understand what she meant by that, and even she doesn't understand what Keith meant by that. But we'll pick it up with Professor Montgomery Miles handing her the map and asking her to pinpoint any locations of importance. But before we get to that, let's introduce our investigators. Let's start with Dave.
Hey, how are you? I'm Dave, DM over at the Emerald Collective Twitch channel for the Software Saga and for Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel. And tonight, Matthew, I will be playing Ulick O'Shea, who is the local town drunk and the local lunatic who is obsessed with anything of the occult, which he pretty much all compartmentalizes into one thing called a puka. So he's seen some weird shit in the trenches of World War I and has been forever affected by that. But no one better than him to dispense the local knowledge.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. Next up, then we have Ryan.
Hi guys, I'm Ryan, aka Deranged Rhino, as you probably know by now, and I will be playing Professor Montgomery Miles, mild-mannered, learned man who is now seeming to find out that there is something extra curious going on in these mines, and is very curious as to what's actually happened.
Very good. Thank you for that, Ryan. And next up then we have Keith.
Hello, my name is Keith. I am a player in the Emerald Collective games. I have DM'd one or two, or will potentially, hopefully DM one or two. I am here with my good friend Charlie Mitchell, who is an occult fanatic, interested in the occults, an antiquarian, who has come down to Silver Mines to have a look around. There's some unusuals going on. Might be a little bit too unusual for our guy. Things are getting hot and heavy, and he's not too much sure how much more he can handle.
Right you are, and last but not least, we have Dean.
Hello, I am Dean, Dino Bags, as everybody might know by now. I'm a player in the Emerald Collective and a DM in a 60-mile radius in County Tyrone. I was recently released from what I thought was carbonite, but it ended up being calcified piss by these guys. Really enjoying it, but I want to get back in because the past few episodes have been a bit weird, and I am playing Benson Cartwright, and he really wants to know if there is something beyond the veil.
And we may soon very well find out. Thank you, Dean. Let's bring the curtain up in the living room of Kathleen O'Mara's house. Professor Miles, you've just handed her the map, the unedited map of the mines, and she looks at it and kind of adjusts her bifocals and squints at it and says, "Well, I'm really sorry, Mortimer. I can't say that I know the layout of the mines very well. I don't think I can really help you as to where this explosion happened. I presume it would be one of the closed mines."
I mean, it's no problem. I just wondered more than anything if he might have had a map of his own here that he may have marked as to where they could go and where they couldn't.
No, I don't think so. I know he didn't keep any maps or tools. I know he journaled quite a bit in his close to his later years. He spoke to me. He'd wake in the night. Sometimes he'd scream. He'd say that there's something in the mountain. There's something in the rocks. He'd wake up in a bucket of sweat. The poor dear.
Did he ever say what it was, or?
No.
I'm sure that was to make sure that you didn't have to worry unnecessarily.
Oh, I just hope he's at peace now.
May I ask, did he seem... You mentioned about this explosion in 1974 and what is said afterwards. Did he seem to feel that... did he have a sense of closure after this explosion, that whatever it was that had concerned him that was going on in the mine had kind of finished? Or was it something that you feel maybe he was concerned about afterwards, that he carried with him the years after?
He grew increasingly paranoid. If people, particularly out-of-towners, wanted to venture up to the mining sites just to have a look around, he'd be the first person to rush to blockade the route and turn them away. But, of course, as the years pushed on, poor Keith, he became less mobile. He spoke with poor dear Jack Sullivan. He spoke with him quite a bit. His father used to work in the mines, and he was one of the miners that would actually perish in the explosion. I think.
Sorry, that's Jack Sullivan's father used to work in the mines, was it?
Yes.
Yes.
He perished in that explosion, the poor man. And I think Keith just felt sorry for Jack and took him under his wing, if you get my meaning. And I think when when Keith became less mobile, he may have entrusted Jack with a bit of information. And because I do know that when those it was a group of miners from Britain, I believe, that came to the mines back in 1915, 1916, I believe. I'm not sure, but Jack was very adamant about ceasing their operations up there.
Did he have much success, or was he?
No. They had court orders against him after harassment and things like that. They were unofficial business. Jack was powerless to remove them, but he kept going up there even after they had left. They left very abruptly. That was very strange business. Oh, the poor dear, he just went missing, and I heard he's just been found.
Indeed, yes, terrible business. Of course, it's terrible how so much tragedy can it seem to follow certain families and areas or towns or something. But surely coincidental, and but nevertheless, it tends to give one an opinion or a feeling of maybe a family or a place having just general bad luck, that kind of thing. Like I say, surely nothing more than coincidences. Well, thank you very much for your help. Is there anything else you feel is
I don't think there's any much more else in the way. I don't think even the information I provided you is of help. It's just trivial stuff, really, isn't it? The mines are closed.
Oh, very much. But just to hear someone who's had a personal stake there, no pun intended, to it helps to bring it to life, makes it more real, which is what we're doing. And although there has been a tragic side, it's nice to know that some people were very passionate about it when it was open, and see the lives that were involved. Keeper, can I ask in particular? Now, she has mentioned a few things there. She mentioned one thing is an explosion in 1874.
Yeah.
From our research, we've uncovered a few newspapers from August 1874, January 1917, and November 1917. The newspaper in 1874 says that the mines ceased operation due to global prices of metals hitting a staggering low point. Have we seen or heard anything else? This is the first indication that it was something else that happened.
Something completely different.
Yeah, so Kathleen did mention that what you read in the papers was a cover-up.
Interesting.
That he said it was actually a planned explosion by the miners.
I smell something fishy, and it's not Ulick speaking.
Did she explain to us then, if it was planned, how people got caught?
Well, I suppose I probably didn't describe it very well, but she would have kind of described it in the way that it was like a rash, last-minute decision.
Right, yes.
That had to be done super double quick fast, and a lot of the miners didn't get out.
A reactionary thing to presumably something that happened.
Yes.
And the people that were there, including Keith, her husband, was there.
Yeah.
And this explosion happened, and he came out of it, or was
exactly
one of the people that was involved in making it happen. And he spent his final years repeating that it wasn't an accident. It was necessary to protect the village, and he was also saying it's in the rocks.
Indeed.
And also, this is the first time, if I'm not mistaken, we have heard anything about Jack and Cathal, Sullivan's dad, being a miner and dying in the mine. Cathal hasn't spoken anything to us about this, has he?
I don't believe he has.
And again, maybe this is, you might let us, as the players, suffer from our own lack of note-taking or paying attention. So,
I think it was mentioned that it was a family business, but Cathal didn't want to do it, which was why he went away.
The mine?
I think it was mentioned that it was a family thing, but he left because he didn't want to do it, if I remember rightly.
Excellent. Okay, yes.
But it's the first time we met. Their dad died in the mine?
Yeah, we never heard that before.
We never heard that.
And, sorry, just to clarify, because I wrote down Dad died in the mine. Did he say he died in that explosion?
Yes, he died in the explosion. As you're finishing up your tea and buns, Ulick, you're sitting on the bed next to Seamus, the Jack Russell Terrier, who's starting to warm up to you now.
He would be careful not to stay too long now.
Yeah, like, I mean, at this point, the guys have probably assumed that you're gone to,
Well, he'll definitely get down there,
2.
find the bathroom, and make some number 2 noises.
Yeah. Very good. So you're free to rejoin the group, or if there's anything else you want to do in the meantime.
He'll just sort of, as he passes by each other room, he'll sort of just throw an eye in, see if there's anything.
He'll have a you look.
He will.
Well done.
Nothing too much out of the ordinary. You see a room kind of dedicated to like a sewing machine, kind of sewing equipment kind of thing. It's a very small house. There isn't really much other rooms about the place. And
is there any man stuff left around? Like
you can,
wax jackets or...
Like, if you're really kind of looking around, then you probably would find the odd kind of, jacket or hat or anything like that kind of lying about the place.
If there's a sort of a wax mac or anything waterproof, you might just bundle it up and stick it up his jumper.
A roll of luck check.
Half inching from the old lady.
Yeah, well, no, I mean more so that he went in. He went in to the toilet and came out with his stomach like 3 times the size. Here we go.
You
Look,
suck the poo in.
38. Can you spend luck on luck?
You cannot spend luck on luck.
Oh, okay. No,
38 out of 35.
You can't spend luck on luck.
That is, you can't spend luck on combat rolls, damage rolls, or sanity rolls, or luck rolls.
You could push it. Salt and pepper. No.
You can't push a luck roll either.
you can't push your luck.
You can't push a luck roll, or a combat roll, or a sanity roll.
What sort of place do you think this is?
You do not, unfortunately, find what it is you seek.
If anything of hers that he can take, like a knitting needle, he's just take.
Sure. Okay.
It's just literally that scene in Liar Liar, where he just like leans into the guy with the car.
I'm taking this.
The air freshener. I'm taking this. Yeah, he'll take a knitting needle and that's it.
Okay. And by the time you enter back into the living room where everyone is, you kind of stumble across this kind of
lads,
uncomfortable silence. Not uncomfortable, but everyone is silent for a few moments. And Kathleen just wiping a fresh tear from her eye. I believe that's all I know, gentlemen.
Kathleen, look, sorry that took me so long. I cleaned up after myself.
Oh dear, that's completely fine.
You like anything from the shops before we leave?
No, I'm perfectly fine, thank you. You're all so kind.
We're always fine, but could you be better?
I'm completely fine, thank you very much.
I'll keep the whiskey I might buy then. Not a problem.
What?
I said I might buy some whiskey.
I mean, I'll go halves on you then, and
We'll go halvesies.
I'll owe you the half, right?
We're buying 2 bottles of whiskey.
I'll go halves in that, and then pay you back the half, right?
Fair enough.
Great, let's do it. Kathleen, mind yourself.
Oh, do take care.
You're a good egg.
Raining cats and dogs out there, and it's really starting to lash rain now, and it's getting dark.
Kathleen, you wouldn't have any waterproof mac, right? Or an overall or something like a draw.
Oh dear, I don't believe that. I have my own rain jacket, but
I'd never ask you to give me that.
Oh, I don't believe it would even fit you. But do take care out there. Oh, it's dreadfully wet out there, and as you can see, it is actually. You spend a bit of time there. It is dark now, and it is lashing rain.
Let's go to the pub. Fuck this.
Pub. Let's procure a room for the night, guys. It's on me.
Fuck this. We stay back in my gaff. My house, fine. So pub, 40-minute walk back. We'll get so blind drunk you won't even know it's raining. Right? Grand. No. Look, step 1. Don't even think about step 2. Step 1 is the pub, right? We get there, then we worry about step 2, midnight. Grand.
Benson's just staring at you, like, because he's already thinking of step 4, like, what do you mean? Step fucking 2.
Thank you very much for your time, Miss O'Mara.
Do take care now, gentlemen.
And the insight into the minds and the lives of the people that it touched and affected in good ways and bad, it's great. We'll take it. We'll have it, write it down. We'll have it on record. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful.
Very good. Bye now, gentlemen.
Goodbye. Good day to you.
Good evening.
As you step outside into the cold, wintry rain, darkness has descended over the Silver Mines village as the clouds part in the night sky. A full moon beams down.
Is there anything? So now that that's happened with the moon out, is there, like in some coal towns and stuff like that, just through nature process of making it and getting it out and stuff like that, it'll coat like the whole town with like a dusting of like a light coal or something like that. Is there something like that here, but silver maybe? Something that might be causing a reflective glow?
No.
I'm looking up the mountains though for the moonlight, man.
You don't see anything at this moment in time.
Benson's watching any corners or any I was going to say shadows, but then I thought better of myself. Any alleyways or any doorways that anybody could be watching us. Benson's always got the blinkers off, unless he's too painted.
Okay.
Well, Mr. O'Shea, I knew when we were in Miss O'Hara's presence, or with Miss O'Mara's presence, we spoke about the pub, but I knew you were interested as well in maybe giving Mr. Houlihan a bit of a rude awakening and seeing if we can get information out of him. How do you feel about...
I find my best rude awakenings are after half a bottle of whiskey. But one more thing I want to do. We walk to the back of Kathleen's house.
Mm-hmm.
Kathleen is 2. Yeah, and he'll so he'll sort of go. Let me get my measure tool, and he'll just sort of the back of the garden out this way. I'm assuming like he can see up into the hills.
Oh yeah, he can, of course.
Yeah, he'll walk it like as far as out to the back garden as he can, and he'll shout up, "The moonlight man, we're coming for you. We'll end you. And you and your puka friend. If I'm not Ulick O'Shea, you'll be dead for the end of the week. Dead again!"
From next door, you just hear, "Will you ever keep it the fuck down, Ulick?"
Off! And he's happy. It wouldn't be the first time Ulick's been heard roaring and shouting.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie, Benson, I wonder, would it be maybe wise to ask the the reporter about this. But we know the report that was put in the papers and stuff, but it might be that they're more aware of where the explosion or the collapsing was done. It might lead us a bit closer in the mines.
No more than he's letting on. Plus, he might have talked to someone that might have loosened their lips over a glass of something sharp.
That was my thinking as well.
It's a good idea. We could let's
invite him for a drink. Why don't we take him?
Well, he's back in the town, isn't he? But we can ask when we get back to the house. We'll ask Cahill. Cahill had went and met him, and we got a map. So he might have gotten a bit more information out of him. He hasn't shared with us. But good thinking. I think that's worth exploring.
So, is it to the pub now, or are we heading towards Mr. Houlihan?
What do you think, Mr. O'Shea?
I don't know. Look, this little rain could be down for the night. I don't know. Look, if we go up above below to the pub there, we'll dry out. We'll warm up inside ourselves now with a few wikis, and then look, we'll wait an hour or two, see if it fucking dries out, and then we'll go up. Not, we'll wait till he's so tired, till the sun's coming up. We'll get up right before he goes to bed, and we'll frighten the shite out of him then. Whatever you want.
Well, I can't say I'd turn my nose up at a drink at this stage. It's been a very long and interesting day.
Billy lights a good fire down there.
Drink definitely wouldn't hurt.
Something tells me it's not going to be quite such a dry out, but yes.
Very well, to the pub it is.
Pints,
Everybody standing out in the rain.
You venture to the local watering hole, and on entering, not a massive pile of people there. A couple of the locals there, you might know. You would know. They occupy the kind of darker corner of the bar counter, but for all intents and purposes, the main part of the bar is occupied. Barman comes up and he says, "Ulick, made a few friends, have you?"
I do now. Come here to me now. Out the back here now. Come here. Just heads up. And they'll sort of either out the front or out the back, just away from everyone. Like he'll just go, "Look to me now. They're asking me about local folklore here. Now I'm doing a bit of a guiding job here, bit of a tourism relations job now. And look, the Yank's fucking loaded, right? All drinks are on him, and you play your cards right. He's got you sorted, right?"
Right, so Ulick.
Can I hear this son of a bitch?
No, he's got way away.
You bastard.
They're asking about ghosts and all this fucking shite now. And no, don't be fucking.
I'm not.
Put it in my fucking face now. No, you know I've seen things, right? Now all I'm doing is giving them my word, my side of the story. I'm happy to do that, but that
Are they for some newspaper or something? Now I don't want.
there's no newspapers here. They're fucking scientists. All
Scientists?
hoity-toity fucking professors. Professor and educated fucking. Your man's over from fucking. Where's he from? Templemore. Your man owns all the fucking land over there. Fucking has too much fucking time in his hands. Mad into ghosts and fucking hoity-toity shite like that.
Fucking ghosts and science. Jesus.
Sure, I don't need fucking books to tell me about the fucking ghosts I've seen. Look, they're all fucking minted, right? Rinse them forever. You fucking get out of them. And that's the end of it.
Top shelf stuff. So good man,
you
Ulick.
believe it, right? Now look, say not,
You
right?
fucking...
Ghosts and science.
Ghosts and science. I think
Ghosts and science and shit.
That's my favourite Bush album.
I think that's the episode title for tonight.
Ghosts and science.
Ghosts and science.
Spice Girls' last album, wasn't it?
He rocks back and he's like, "Right, lads, come on." Like Billy had set us up there now. It's grand.
All right, gentlemen, we start you off with a pint or a whiskey, or
Yeah, both.
okay, very good.
Why is this or?
So he gets to pouring and puts down the drinks in front of you. The bottom's up there, lads. I'll get you your release me there now. He goes and only Charlie hears that. Only Charlie heard that.
Fucking Jesus.
And he starts pouring the whiskey. You all heard whiskey. Charlie heard release me. He starts pouring away.
Fucking great, no. Lovely stuff.
I think Charlie will just. So we're kind of. Are we sitting down around the table? Or are we up at the bar getting drinks? Or
That's up to you.
That's the fire, I would have thought.
What's the cost on a pint on a whiskey
we were probably up at the bar, I suppose.
in this puddle?
I just said we were at the bar grabbing the drinks to go and sit down at the fire. Yeah.
So I think Charlie would have like for a second would have just like dropped stone walled, just kind of like, and then I think he would have just kind of like taken a deep breath. And I think now because he's had that run in with Cahill and has straightened it out and has reassured himself that it was his interpretation rather than what Cahill said, I think he'll kind of like just get through it, thank the guy for the drinks, take his drinks, get down to the table. But when he gets to the table, he's definitely going to be like, yeah, gentlemen, I did meet you. Like, I've mentioned this situation before about the phrase "release me." I don't know what you heard at the bar, but the barman just said the same. He said it again, "Release me." Did anybody else hear that? Or am I genuinely losing my fucking mind here?
Are you sure now that they've a bottle of whiskey up there called Elysian Fields? Wasn't what you heard him say, was it?
No, he said, I heard him say the words, release me. It's the third time I've heard this said.
I must say, I hadn't heard that. He said, I'll get you a pint and a whiskey, yeah.
No, this is the thing, is that it's not what he's saying, but and I don't know if I'm starting to, if this Talis and this situation, this whole damn thing is starting to get to me, but I've heard him specifically saying, release me. I don't think he said it. We've already, and he looks over to...
What did his lips look like?
We've established that the...
No.
Earlier on...
Did it look like he said it?
It looked like he said it. I saw him say it. I heard him say it.
You saw both?
Deviate over to the keeper here. Was I paying enough attention to the actual lips? Did I see him mouth the words release me?
I think the fair thing to do here is roll a history check to see if you can remember accurately.
Okay. Yeah.
I was going to say as well, sorry kid, does Benson notice
Got 55 history.
Charlie's sort of, that lapse in judgment, where from before?
Like, I mean, that's completely up to your character. If you noticed that he thought Cahill said release me but didn't, and now you have first-hand witness to him thinking the bartender said it, but he didn't.
It's a failure, a 94 out of 55.
You just can't be sure if you weren't paying attention to his lips and the...
Yeah, so I think Charlie were like, look, I'm perfectly willing to admit and to accept that this is just everything's getting to me and whatnot. I'm not saying that it's what's happening, but as I said, the first time I heard this when we drove into the town and in the car, a voice whispered that into my ear. I'd never heard I've heard the phrase before, but it had no connection. It was never spoken to me on its own or in relation to anything else. Actually, Keeper, can I go back and just double check that Charlie doesn't have any history of that phrase? It doesn't mean anything.
You've heard the words before in different conversations and whatnot, but it holds... Just that without context holds no significance to you whatsoever.
Excellent. So that's what he explains. He explains no significant meanings to the phrase, but since arriving, he's heard it 3 times. And it's either him starting to lose the run of himself, which he is willing to accept, or this is somehow connected to
Charlie,
the larger thing that's going on.
how about you? Next time somebody says, release me, we don't hear it. Straight away, ask them, how do I release you? Don't rock back in your heels. You just step into that man. You say, how can I release you? And why are you somebody that deserves releasing? In my experience, the only people that need to be released are the dying and the imprisoned.
I think that's not a bad idea at all. I think, yes, absolutely. The next time that comes up, I think we'll just address it straight on and see if somehow, if it is some sort of either something in my own head, maybe I can get it to continue, or if it is coming from some external force, maybe I can, by engaging with it, if it's some sort of spirit that is inhabiting these people that only I can see or something. I'm willing to accept that none of this isn't exactly what's going on. But by engaging it, I might be able to convince it to stay and find out a little more. Good thinking, yes.
Maybe in a little bit more of a direct manner than you've just taken to say yes. Right there.
Indeed, yes. Yes.
My experience, the spirits and can be quite impatient.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I hope I never hear that phrase again. But if this as more of this goes on, I think, unfortunately, for some reason, I feel like I've been singled out by something. As I say, we were traveling into the town, overlooking the mining site when I heard it first. Yes. Well. Anyway, I think, and he holds up his drink. Cheers to you all. Cheers to us, and cheers to our hopefully successful endeavors here.
Release me. What are you fucking messing with you now? Cheers. Hey! And you have this same thing.
Keeper, from my research over the years and stuff into occults, their beliefs, their followings, things that would bump back in the night, that kind of thing. Is there anything I can recall as to regards to something that may be trying to access the mind or to reach out through telepathy or anything like that?
I would ask for an occult roll, but just a caveat before you roll it. A success doesn't mean you're going to, like, this would be more in line with a Cthulhu Mythos check, but you have 0% in that.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
This is just going to give you a little bit more insight, but it's not going to get you any clear answers.
Okay, that's fine.
So yeah, you can go ahead and make that occult roll.
So it's a 19 versus 35, which is a success.
So in your research over the years, you've read a number of books, and you've read accounts. You've never experienced this yourself, or you even still, you've never interviewed anyone or researched any living person that has experienced this, but you have read recorded documentation of people having thoughts that weren't their own. This has been more linked to kind of spirits and seances, that kind of thing. There have been recordings of, maybe old rituals of a satanic or demonic nature that may kind of interfere with somebody's thoughts, personality, or things like that, things of that nature, but nothing you can really fixate on. You do know that it's a rather peculiar situation, but you do kind of get that kind of vibe that this is probably something of the kind of supernatural nature for sure. It's not, there's no science in existence that you know of that can do something. So in terms of ghosts and science, we're leaning towards ghosts on the spectrum.
Okay. And does, with some of that research, would I know of such things as like talismans and things like that? Like, is it something that I would be able to potentially ask Charlie if he's received an item that he didn't have before?
You've probably read about certain, like, shamanism and some of the staffs and trinkets that they use, and that they could be, air quotes, cursed, and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, it could very well be that maybe, on the off chance, maybe, if Mr. Mitchell has come into contact with one of these things, it's plausible. But any of these relics that you read about, you would want to have robbed a museum to get your hands on them.
Okay. Charlie, just out of curiosity, have you received? Do you carry upon yourself any items that you've recently received? Anything that could be used as a focus to channel one's ill intent?
Interesting question. Yes.
Some artifact or?
No. I mean, we've picked up obviously supplies for the journey and for getting up to the mines and whatnot, that kind of thing. But God, no. No, there hasn't been any. No, I don't think so.
As these two are having a conversation, I envision, because Benson's read a lot about weird things about the occult, demonic possession, and things like that, and he's been privy to a few, but they've all turned to be a load of pish or wine, as Ulick would have it. Is there anything I can sense that has changed in Charlie? Just staring at him at the bar seat.
Yes,
anything I can remember from any books or anything about?
Nothing in particular. He's a bit perturbed, but he's not too out of the ordinary, I suppose.
Just sips his whiskey.
Are you guys staying in the pub for much longer? A few rounds? One round?
I'd say, well, look, after every round, you look out the window, and if the rain has died down,
The rain hasn't let up.
grand, that's fine. Look, it suits him.
Is there rooms here?
It's just a boozer, I think, isn't it? Yeah.
To be fair, if we're staying anywhere, boys, we're gonna stay in the same place. Preferably in the same room, and we're gonna take fucking watch.
Look, do you know what? We can scoot out to my gaff. And look,
I'm not having that pervert at the window again.
I have to go and feed Madre again anyway, so look.
Well, I think to be very honest, we've kind of checked every avenue so far. We've spoken to obviously Col, Mrs. O'Mara and stuff like that. I think if we don't get to Mr. Houlihan's house this evening, I think tomorrow we should it's time to just take the bull by the horns and get up to this mine. I mean, to be perfectly honest, with this goddamn release me thing that I'm now starting to hear seemingly fucking hourly.
Wait a minute, I just heard him say it.
Shit, so lie.
I just fucking said it out loud. I think if we need to get to the mines, I think we need to travel up there during the day. So I would suggest heading in the morning. So I think this is our last chance if we want to take it to find this Mr. Houlihan and have a word with him.
As he has said that out loud, was there any reaction from anyone in the bar?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
Apart from us.
Apart from you.
Got it.
Yeah.
May I make a suggestion, guys? We don't stay in Ulick's house. We're gonna stay in Jack and the Sullivan's house. When Charlie and I stayed there, there was a weird shadow at the window. Someone walked up, pressed against the window, and walked away. Whoever that is,
That might have been.
it might have been the puka.
Did you get to look at the face? Did you see anybody?
No, unfortunately not. It was shadowed. I couldn't see anything but a silhouette.
Did you not go out and investigate, or?
I think you'll find I might be a brave man, but I'm not a stupid man.
Don't you have a revolver in your hip?
Yes, but at that time the sergeant doesn't really like us, so I'm not going to discharge my weapon.
Right, so look, you guys head out there. I have to head back and feed Madre anyway. So look, I'll follow you on. I'll head down. I have to feed my dog, and then I'll make my way back. I know these roads like the back of my hand. What the fuck is that? All right. So look, look. We'll get a few more here. Wait, just see if the rain dies down, then we'll head off. Look, my gaff's up above below there. So I'll go ahead and I'll feed the dog and I'll come back and I'll meet you. I know where the place is. Okay?
You can know wherever anything is, but if we're splitting up, you're going with me to your gaff.
Oh, you're going with me to my gaff. That's fine.
That's what I just said.
Yes. Right now.
Release me. And I looked dead at Charlie.
Charlie pauses for like a half a second.
Boogada.
As you're all indulging in the old porter and whiskey, I presume you all take your respective turns going to the outhouse out the back too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now it's a very you've been there a million times. Obviously, like it's a very kind of crabby little.
There several times.
it's an outhouse, but it has a toilet and a wash hand basin and all that kind of stuff, and you all need to go there at a certain part of the night. But Charlie, after a couple, you go out and relieve yourself and
Release yourself.
You release yourself. As you know, you don't buy alcohol; you just rent it. It comes out like soon after you drink it. As you enter, can I ask you to make a willpower roll or power roll, please?
Fucking Jesus sakes.
The rain beating down on this wooden little shack, even drips of rainwater are dropping down on your head.
I don't have power.
You should have power, like with dexterity, strength, and all that.
Oh, yes.
It's POW
Okay.
on your list.
I see it here, yes. Power. Okay, so just clicky. That is a 32 out of 60.
Yes,
that is success.
That's fine. That means you're only gonna suffer a little bit of sanity loss for what's about to happen as you enter the bathroom or this little outhouse, and you're doing your business in the toilet, and you hear this. You can't decipher what it's actually saying, just this indecipherable whispers. You just hear this. Oh, shut up. And you kind of keep an ear out. You listening out more. You finish urinating. You keep hearing this. And you go over towards the sink, and it seems to be coming from up the pipe. Push your ear closer. Release me, Charlie. Release me. Release me.
No.
And this tentacle comes out through the pipe, grabs both your arms. Another tentacle comes out of the bath or from the toilet, wraps around your neck. You're being pulled from one end towards the sink, and your head being pulled back towards the toilet. Charlie Mitchell, release me. Make a sanity roll, please, first.
Oh,
Keith or the fucking character? Jesus Christ.
oh.
There's us just going a bit of investigation, wandering around the town.
These are also normal.
And he gets attacked by 14
This
pink willies.
oily tentacle just wrapped around your wrists and wrapped around your neck. Let's get that sanity roll.
Okay, I got 59 out of 60 for sanity. That was a failure.
It's a good thing you passed that willpower roll.
Fuck, big man.
94 out of 59.
That is 4 sanity loss.
Oh, fuck.
This thing is trying to drag you into the toilet. Would you like to dodge or... sorry, not dodge, but would you like to fight back or try
Punch the fuck out of it.
call whatever you like to do?
Okay, so again, sorry, we're in.
So your
I don't know how to
options.
play Call of Cthulhu mode. So in
That's fine.
D&D, I know what I would be doing, but Call of Cthulhu,
This
what are
thing
my
is
options?
ripping you from pulling you from two sides. The one around your neck seems to be winning over and is dragging you over towards the toilet. You haven't flushed yet, and
Oh no.
and
That's
it's trying to
insulting,
pull you in. Your options are to because you're kind of grappled, you can't dodge. So your options usually when something is attacking you, you can dodge or fight back, or you can flee, but you can't dodge or flee right now. So your only option is to really fight back. So that'll be a fighting brawl check.
Okay, so I have got. Is this under my combat? No, or skills?
It should be under your just skills. So it should be fighting brawl.
I have 25 in my brawl. It's better than a kick in the ass.
Today's
Is
bread
it?
today.
Yeah, I got 25 in my brawl, and I'm just going to see what happens.
Let's do it.
Oh fuck, that's 76 out of 25, which is a failure.
You try and fight against this thing, but it is strong. It is crazy strong, and you've been pulled down to your knees. Your hands pulled back towards the sink. Your neck. You feel like this thing is going to rip your actual head off, and you let out this sound, and it drags you closer and closer to the toilet. But that's where we're going to leave it for tonight.
Oh no.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, these
It was
tentacles are
also-
triple play, lads.
So Keith's playing his own game of Call of Cthulhu.
Ah,
Yeah, everybody else is just fucking assing
Everybody
around.
roll
I'm getting on the
initiative.
these
fucking-
happy days are yours and mine. That's all that's going on inside the pub.
Yeah, it's like la la la, drinking pints again, like fucking torn apart by toilet tentacle monsters.
The triple play tentacle from Tipperary.
Just Monty's in the bar now, a few jars in, just singing. What's the song?
Please release
Down
me.
in the valley, oh, hey, the
No,
Rattling Bar.
We're doing
Down in the
the
valley,
Oh,
oh.
the Rattling Bar.
What's her name?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Bang Bang Rosie songs.
I have no idea what those songs are.
He rolled a sanity check, and he rolled like bum.
Call of Cthulhu.
And I was torn in
Jesus,
half.
shit's gotten real now, lads.
It sure
But
is.
it has
Actually
it?
has, yes.
Or has it?
Exactly, yeah.
With the failed sanity check, is this even real at all?
Is any who has a decent brawl number? Anybody want to punch?
Ulick's been in plenty of brawls. Ulick's got a brawl of like 95.
Oh, I
I only made 25.
I was just going to say, you can't have
have
higher than 75 for a starting character.
I'm sitting with 65. I'd uppercutted this thing to space.
He's got 40 with his rifle, but that's back in the gaff.
I just see this like
Charlie's a bookie.
this like
on fire.
Dick Tracy comic book cover of Benson just fucking and all you can this Cthulhu tentacle motherfucker.
You know that video of the little kid where he's talking about Santa? It's like, I'll uppercut his beard off.
Yeah,
that's just Benson with Cthulhu.
Yeah.
one of
that
the
was
you know the
intense.
boxing pictures.
Thanks, Mark. This
Once
was
again, gentlemen
fun,
and
now it's
listeners.
just terrifying.
Yeah, thank you very much for playing, and thanks everyone for listening. You can catch us over at the Emerald Collective Podcast. Give us a like and a follow.
Check us out over on Twitch. We stream 4 nights a week. And we have a load of one shots. So if you have never played, any TTRPG before, and this is your first time listening to us, and you want to check us out, come find our Discord, check out the LFG section, and we'll get you on a game. All you need is a working mic and a working camera, and we'll get you on.
And if you want to torture your friends in the same way that Mark is torturing us, specifically me, by the way, I would also like to point out that I am the one that's having his head torn off by tentacles. You can purchase this game, No Silver Linings Call of Cthulhu Adventure, written by Mark, aka Shunnock Games.
That's me.
And that is over at Drive Through RPG, if I'm not mistaken, Mark.
It sure is.
And there's a specific section.
No, if you just type in No Silver Linings into the search bar there, it should pop right on up. But if you're having trouble, you can find it under Call of Cthulhu.
There you go. And hopefully your players and friends will be
well,
less chaotic than us.
That's the nature of the beast, isn't it?
I think adequately distressed is the right word for that.
Adequately distressed.
Absolutely, yes.
That's the key. Keep them adequately distressed.
Yes.
On that note, everyone, we will see you next week for episode 10, and we will find out what becomes of our good friend Charlie Mitchell. Take care and have a good one.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Goodbye.
Love you all.